Right, we're going to go straight in here because we've just had some groundbreaking information that Tom just broke about his tash. I don't know if people can see it.
Can you? Maybe.
Oh yeah, I can now. You pointed at it. Yeah. So and you dyed it.
Yeah, I dyed it. When was it? I think it was at the comp. I got tagged in something, and then Kate commented on it saying like, "I like nice tash," and I went, "Oh yeah, I stole your mascara," because she used to like put mascara on it, like sometimes.
What, to give it a bit more prominence?
So you can see it now. And then I got back and she goes, "I bought you some like eyebrow dye," and then she does it for that. So
there you go, mate.
That was on Monday.
It's looking good.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think that kind of segues nicely into the fact that you are the youngest member of the team. Like that is took the title from Joe Early, our most recent addition to the ambassador team as well. So what's it been? About
just over a year.
Yeah,
it
was Ragnarok, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he jumped in and helped the guys. Yeah. But before then, you were obviously already pretty much on the CrossFit scene and on the radar. But for those that don't know, can you give us a little bit of a brief history of your journey to CrossFit and what that looks like?
Yeah, so probably about 10 years prior, I was doing gymnastics. And then...
Did you compete?
Yeah. Not like crazy high level.
Not like all the medals that Sammy got.
Yeah, not that level. But like enough to where like it really helped with CrossFit. Like skills, like tick type of thing. So that really helped. Stopped around GCSE times. Really wanted to just focus on like grades. And as GCSEs were going on, I kind of got into athletics. So like sprints, 100, 200 meters, which actually I probably think I'd probably been better at 400.
What was your best 100 meter time?
It was just under 11. No, not just under 11. It was like mid 11 seconds. So,
what about your 400 then?
400, never done it. But like, I think I would have been better at it. Like my mum used to do a lot of it. And I always felt like I wanted more after the sprint sessions. So I always feel like maybe I'm just not cut out for this bit. And whenever we did sprints with all the people on it, I was always kind of, as we were doing like 300, 250s, I always just seemed to like be better whilst everyone else was kind of falling off. So, So
you could maintain that intensity.
I could maintain it, yeah. So which is why I thought I'd probably be a bit better at that. But yeah, and then COVID hit, so then stopped the athletics because obviously you can't go anywhere. Kind of went more into like weights. And it was very much into like, I think you have that time in COVID, what I did especially, where you can kind of just, you're just kind of watching films and all that, and doing all this. So I kind of really got into like watching like Batman and all that. And I was like, how do I train like Batman? How do I get like Batman?
Good way to look at it, I think.
That's when CrossFit kind of came up.
You looked at all sports like, if I want to be like Batman, I've got to do CrossFit.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how it kind of went. Because like, the thing I was like, I want to run fast, I want to lift heavy, and I was like, well, like I just felt like nothing else really had the answer except for that. And then like there's a competitive side of it as well, which was sick. And then like saw Zach George it was just on Instagram, saw Zach George was like crowned fittest in the UK. I was like, how do you get that? Like what's that title? And then that kind of more like confirmed why I wanted to do it.
So when you saw that there was this sort of prestige around, I can be crowned fittest in the UK, I want some of that. That was what kind of really sparked your interest.
Yes.
And what was your best, I guess when you were watching all these films and stuff and you discovered CrossFit, were you on Netflix for all the Redeemed and the Dominant and the Rich Fronins and all that?
Also the Road to Games was a really big one I love watching. I probably watched them. Like again, I had loads of time, so all I did was, as soon as I started CrossFit, I literally started doing it. Like I would do something I wanted to do myself based on CrossFit. So I would start like weightlifting, like in the morning, and then do a class right after, like open gym class, go home, come back in, open gym, and that was it. And then I had a bit of work in the evening, and I literally did that for like the whole time until I had to go to uni. And like in that evening, I would literally just like sit down and watch like Road to the Games over and over again. I probably watched the same episode like 3 times in a week.
I remember when you came here last year before Rep It Out, all that. What do you want on telly? You can have out on watch what you want. You're like, CrossFit documentaries.
Yeah, let's put this on. Let's put this on.
I've seen them 100 times, but I want to watch it.
It's so good.
It's kind of, I love that though, because like you're passionate about it, you love it, and you're working towards it. It's good to look at those people and go, I aspire to be that. Let's just keep watching that. Keep replaying that message in your head.
Yeah,
keep
I think
fueling that fire.
I think you also learn a lot about the sport from it.
Yeah.
Even like these Mayhem Monday videos, and you watch like Rich Froning work out, and you kind of you get this, like, you kind of like stuff kind of like rubbed off on me from him. Like I was like how calm he is in a workout, like how he paces a workout. It kind of like and you kind of like see what aspects of a workout are like the important parts of it, what aren't. Like you always like sometimes look at a workout and you go, oh, I bet the elites would be going, I'm broken on this. And you watch Rich Froning, he breaks it up a few times and smashes it. Like, and like you see it because you see it in like real time, and like they just play it. And then like you got all these other games athletes around him, and he just, you know, he breaks up smartly, and like that really helped with understanding pacing and all that. So
it's CrossFit IQ in it, and I think if you're looking at that and really studying it as a sport, and you're seeing arguably the greatest of all time take breaks when people that didn't even finish top 10 didn't, the value is there in actually being smart.
He's been a big role model for us. So.
Is he your number one?
He's my number one.
Yeah. I used to be, right, because I came onto the scene not in that way, but when I got into it, it was Fraser.
Yeah.
And I'd watched the Froning documentary, but I'd gone with Fraser because he was still active and competing. And now he's retired. And then I look back, now I'm absolutely Team Rich, which is bizarre, really, because I was so Fraser. I had the shoes and everything.
I basically started when it was like, well, it was like Fraser's last games.
Yeah.
So I really never kind of experienced him.
Okay.
So I think it allowed me to kind of find, like, you know, kind of like almost look out.
Yeah.
Because I think there are also other great athletes out there that I would consider, like, you know, well, some people say legends. To me, they're legends because, they might not have been in the sport as long as others, but like I love Ben Smith and all that as well.
About Khalifa.
Yeah. I love them. Bro.
It just seems good when he's on podcasts and stuff. He's so good and he's so passionate, isn't he, about it?
So like, that's what I like. I like the guys who are still in it.
Yeah.
And still like are very much, still follow it. So, yeah.
So your journey then, that's how you got into it. And then, you know, it's gone pretty well since then, hasn't it?
Yes.
In terms of performance. So people will remember you from semis this year.
Yep.
What they probably won't know is that you had the opportunity to go to semis last year. So what happened in 2023?
So 2023 was going to be a write-off year anyway. That was the plan.
So you had no aspirations to make semis. Well, you had aspirations, but didn't.
Yeah, like I wasn't expecting to qualify that year. It was very much just I had wrist surgery like booked for like 2022, like mid of the year, but then European Championships was then, and like obviously I was like, I really want to compete in that, so then I pushed it back to December, and then I was told like, oh, you're gonna have probably about 6 weeks recovery period before you can start lifting again. And then there was SID Origins, and I really wanted to do it with Southampton. So I was like, okay, we'll push it back again. I said, right, actually, we're going to push it back into after quarterfinals because I really want to try quarterfinals, just see where I'm at, and then like just call it a write-off year. And open, like I was like, oh great, like I'm getting better, that's good. And then quarters came around, and first 2 workouts, obviously like you put your score in, wait the evening, you see where you're at, you're like, oh shit, I'm actually doing really well. And then you go, oh, but it's only 2 workouts. It's only 2 workouts. Because the year before I did quite well in the first 2 workouts. I mean, for me, I was surprised. Like second year in, it was like 120th in Europe the first 2 workouts. I was like, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
Like I'm really happy with this. But then so that the year after, I was kind of like, oh well, you know what? I've got another few more workouts here. I might not do very well. So like, no big deal. Probably might just happen the same. And then obviously we put the next workout in, I think, or was it next two workouts. And I climb up even higher and I'm like, oh dude.
You're the only person climbing the leaderboard thinking, oh, I wish I weren't.
Yeah, no, I was like, fuck bro, like, what do I do? And that Saturday, before like we put the second lot in, Kelly was speaking to me. She was like,
that's Kelly Frill.
Yeah. She was like, so you're not going to do them. You're not going to do if you qualify, you're not going to do semis. I was like, no. Like, I spoke to my parents about it. They really want me to get this done because they're really concerned with like the pain I'm in. Like, I still have it. It is like, it's basically what it is, chronic pain now, basically. Like I'm taking ibuprofen, paracetamol daily for it. It's not healthy. It's not healthy what I'm taking, but they were like, you need to get it done. So
because there will always be something as well, like you just said there. You pushed back because you wanted to go Euros, then you pushed back because you wanted to sit Origins. It's like there will always be something, won't they? So you sometimes just have to just get it done.
And that's what they said. You just got to get it done. And then I commit to it. I basically on the day was going to the hospital for it to get it all done, and the consultant comes out, talks to me about it, and goes, look, like how he came across. He was like, so are you sure you want to get this done? I was like, why?
It's not what you want to hear from a consultant, is it?
He was like, right, we're going to get this done. It'll be fine. Bosh. And he goes, look, because what you have can actually like, he just said it like, what was it? It just burns out. The pain just burns out.
Yeah.
Apparently, he said, and I said, is there a time frame? He goes, no time frame.
Oh, so like, it might not.
Like, he goes, yeah, it's like it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years. I was like, all right, well. And he said, and he just told me like the procedure we're doing, like where yours is based. He said yours is a very unique type of like where it is. It's like, it's just over my tendons. So like what they do is almost they burn it.
Okay.
So he goes, and it's quite near cartilage as well. So he was like, what could happen is we could damage your tendons doing it, which then require further surgery, and you could get arthritis from this. So I was like,
sign me up, Doc.
I was like, yeah, sound bro. Like, so I look at my dad. My dad goes, it's totally up to you what you want. And I was like, you know what? Well, I actually kind of want a career and in CrossFit, and I don't want to have like arthritis in the next like 5 years. So I went, nah, I'm just gonna, you know what? Like, even though it hurts, I know I can still do stuff on it. It's not like this affected anything. Like, it never affected any of my weightlifting or anything like that. It just hurt. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, you take some ibuprofen, it goes.
And Batman can take a bit of pain, can't
exactly.
He?
Batman gets punched every day. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, he's had some bad days. So
so we didn't do semis.
Didn't do semis.
But then we came roaring back in 2024.
In 2024.
And was the goal at the start of the season, I am making semi-finals?
The goal was to make semis, whatever it takes, basically. We basically, me and my coach Max, our goal was just to peak for it. Like, I don't think we really cared about positioning for it. We just kind of was like, let's just get there. Like, so we just kind of just put all effort into quarters, peaking towards the quarters. Because like, I think there was also that doubt that you have, do you know what I mean? Like, it was different programming for that year. It was very skilly. And I was like, see, did that just favor me because of that? Am I actually fit enough to be there? Do you know what I mean? So I had a lot of doubt throughout the whole year. Of being like, am I actually fit for this?
So how do you manage that doubt then? Because that's quite a
to be honest, I kind of enjoy the doubt because it almost it forces you to push or do stuff that you think you're not good at. So like, I would say I struggle very much at longer domain, like kind of, let's take like the semi-final workout, the first workout, for example, like a 400 meter, the 800 meter run. Like that type of workout continuously, like the 800 meter run buried me.
Yeah.
And even like the second day of the double unders, like just long monostructural type of things paired with other things, I really struggle at. but then if they're like short, like a little bit shorter, and it's kind of, they're kind of masked within the other stuff, like the box jump over one with the rope climbs. I did a lot. That was probably my best finish. Like I do better at those compared to those ones. So those throughout the years, that's what I struggled with. So I did kind of we started smashing that type of stuff. And you just use that doubt, and you always have someone in front of you that you're chasing.
Yeah.
So I always just kind of, and I still do now, because obviously you then have that doubt again. Can I make it next year? Like, all right, like I qualified 24th, but I actually finished 35th, 36th, 35th. And you kind of go, okay, so I'm at the bottom pack. Now I could easily just get kicked out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's
there's
so
a few people that can come in. So then you're scared about next year as well. People are like, oh, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's never
guaranteed. But that's it. The moment you take your foot off the gas, it's over.
Exactly.
And what I love about what you've just been saying there is when I heard you say I had doubt, there's such a negative stigma around having doubt. And it's like, it's just the word, it's the terminology, isn't it? Because your doubt fuels you.
Yeah.
So it's almost like motivational, whereas some people's doubt like incapacitates them. So it's like just about how you frame something. It's okay to have doubt as long as you channel that in the right way.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like, someone like yourself that's just on an upward trajectory, people would just look at you and assume you don't have any doubts. You're confident, but your doubts are what make you, isn't it?
Yes.
It's
like they are very important, especially.
So just as we've talked about with Matt, which they won't know is the same day, because what I did is I changed my shirt and my hat so that it looked like...
I'm actually wearing a work t-shirt that Matt wore. So.
Yeah, no. So bring them both up, and not one of them had a Defiant tee on. But then again, I didn't when we went out to dinner, did I? So anyway. So you're BF3 tomorrow.
Yes.
Individual,
yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I'm excited for it. It's something alongside CrossFit. Yeah. It's something that with CrossFit's situation at the moment, it's something that can be there to support CrossFitters, I suppose. Yeah. Like, let's be honest, like whoever does these competitions are CrossFitters. Like, okay, it doesn't have the name or tied to it. It kind of like, it's loosely tied to it, I would say. But it's like, it's something else. And I think if anything, it's going to be better for CrossFit. Like, well, it's better because like it's a chance to give athletes like almost, well, the sport almost a recognition, and it was going to help CrossFit as well. Like, I mean, I love CrossFit, and I like what this has, how it can benefit CrossFit as well.
And I guess for you as well, like you're gonna I'm pretty much certain you're going to qualify through.
I hope so.
And then you get to go to that live competition in Europe to take on some of the best in Europe, which can only further your experience and your abilities to then go into the next semi-finals with that.
And that's why how I see it. It's almost like I'm hoping there are other guys who are semi-finalists who are doing it. I don't know.
We'll see tomorrow.
But I guess we'll see. So
I'm excited for it. I think it could actually pull ahead of CrossFit the way that, like we said, the standardization, the structure. It'd be interesting to see, but buzzing to see how you get on tomorrow.
Yes, I am excited.
Thanks for doing it, mate.
Thank you, bro.
You're strong, aren't you?